Alright, welcome to the main adventure squad. Alright, today, I'm going to say it right off the bat, this is raw footage. I'm sorry if I keep slipping up. I don't feel like editing this, I'm too lazy to do that, so this is going to be all raw. And this is also going to be one of our boring videos because it's just me talking about the channel. I have talking points I would like to get out there about the channel so you know who we are and what we're going to be doing in the future, some future plans, what you can expect to see. Alright, so let's just get to it. I'm going to try not to make this too long of a talking video. Alright, what are we doing right now? Well, right now we're stalling. Going to be straight up honest with you. This channel was supposed to be a motovlogging channel. That didn't work out, and I will tell you why later. But it will work out because it is going to be a motovlogging channel, just not right now, if that makes sense. So right now, all the videos that are being posted are sort of our little adventures with me and Hangman. We end up doing little excursions, going to different places, and we'll just take the GoPro with us and we'll film it and we'll try to make some cool footage out of it. We love going places in the Wrangler. We go places all the time. But what you can expect from us, we are a motovlogging channel. We are going to be a motovlogging channel. But we do a lot of hiking. We play some airsoft. You will see some airsoft combat footage on the side. We shoot a lot of real guns. You'll probably see a couple of shooting videos here and there whenever we can get out to the range. We do a lot of off-roading. That means on dual sports, dirt bikes, in the Jeeps, any 4x4, pickup trucks, four-wheelers, three-wheelers, whatever it is, we do off-road. So you'll probably see some trail riding and some off-road riding from us as well. What else are you going to see? We're video gamers. I am commonly referred to as Willie, and Willie comes from my gamer tag on PlayStation Network and Steam. My gamer tag is WillieLive, WillylYlive, and that's where Willie comes from. Or if you shoot with me or you play airsoft with me, you'll probably call me Curly, and you can probably guess why. But anyway, those are what I'm commonly referred to. Hangman is also my squad members, Steam and PlayStation Network. So I call him Hangman and he calls me Willie. That's how we operate on the channel so far. But you'll probably see us playing some video games. We both have PlayStation 3s and PCs. We do a lot of gaming. So you might see some more, we're more of military guys, so you might see Arma, or you might see DayZ, or you might see maybe some zombie stuff like Contagion, maybe a couple of flight simulators. Different stuff like that is what you can expect to see us playing. And if you ever want to play with us, just let us know. Send us an email or leave it in the comments and we'll get right back to you as quick as we can. I myself am training to be a helicopter pilot. So you might see some helicopter footage from me on my GoPro in the helicopter, in my, well, not mine, but the company I rent through, their Robinson R22 Beta 2 helicopter. So you might see some flying footage, or you might see some aviation school footage, which would be more on the boring side, but I can make it look good. We do a lot of throwing knives, throwing stars, tomahawks, anything of that nature. You might see us out doing a video of those because we'll go out with a day and just for the whole day just go out and throw whole day, and we might video it for a day, so you might see that on the channel. Me and my sister just sort of got this crazy idea within the last week. We're complete nooblets, we know nothing about it, but we're trying to get it going, trying to try it. And you might see some videos here if we end up going all the way through this, but some BMX. I like being on two wheels, obviously. Anything on two wheels I like being on. And we saw some cool BMX stuff and we were like, we would do that. So we might end up doing some BMX videos. You might see some future BMX tricks and cruising around town on the BMX bikes if we go all the way through this, if we decide to do it. But we're pretty stoked right now, and we think we're going to do it, so it's looking pretty good. You're obviously going to see, with the 4th of July coming up in a couple months here, you're definitely going to see fireworks, and you see us play with fireworks a lot on the side, not just for the 4th of July or something along that lines, but we'll play with fireworks like whenever. We just like playing with pyro. Pyro's fun. So that's what you can expect to see with us. But anyway, I'll get back to our main point here. We are a motovlogging channel, and everybody's asking, like, you guys are a motovlogging channel, like, why haven't we seen a motovlogging video yet? It's been you and the Jeep, been some simple adventure videos, and that's all we've seen so far. Well, this is a little crazy story to tell, but the day after we ended up making the Main Adventure Squad channel, me and Hangman ended up having a little fender bender, and I'll tell the story a little bit. I'm not going to go into detail here, but we ended up getting into a little bike altercation between the two of us, just between the two of us, nobody else was involved. But we were cruising down a road. The speed limit on the road was 50 miles an hour. Neither of us knew where we were, so we were cruising. And then we ended up looking for a road on our left. We were looking across the street for a road on our left. We were reading road signs, is what we were doing. And we ended up getting to a point where we had like cars that were 50 mile an hour zone. They were trying to go like 65 behind us. You know, most people would be like, pull over. I mean, we knew we were having to turn soon, so we didn't want to pull over. We just wanted to make our turn. Hopefully they didn't follow us. So we ended up continuing down the road, and there was a bunch of streets on our left. So we're just going, looking at the road signs, and then eventually we saw our road, but we were cruising. I mean, we're going 50, so I mean, we're going the speed limit, exactly the speed limit. So we were going, and we looked left. There's the road we need. I looked over and saw it, and I was like, oh, that's the road we need. And Hangman looked over and saw it and realized that too. And there was another, it was like a V going in. They both went into the same road. And I thought, because we were almost past it, that we should have just continued down and take a left. Now, again, don't assume, because this is where I went wrong. And we were both, normally we would ride pretty decently. You know, we would be staggered. We would have 20 feet in between us. You know, we try not to keep it too wide, because if you keep it too wide, you get the numbskulls that try to jump in between you, and next thing you know, you got to pull over every 5 minutes because you got people jumping in between you when you're trying to ride with somebody. So we try to keep it close enough that people won't do that, but at the same time, we keep it staggered so we don't end up hitting each other. But under these circumstances, it was different. So when we went to go and turn, I thought we should just continue down. I assumed that he thought the same thing. I was wrong. And by the time I realized, like, that he knew that this was the road we needed, I knew this was the road we needed, he ended up slowing down. I was still going the speed limit, thinking that we were going to continue down. Again, I assumed I was wrong. He ended up slowing down a lot. And we were about 16 to 18 feet apart, but we were both riding the center line because we knew we had to take a left-hand turn. So by the time I looked back from the road to here, he had slowed down so much that I had closed the gap that we had. And that gap just, I was probably 5 or 6 feet behind him by the time I looked back because he had slowed down so much that, and I was still cruising the speed limit. So I ended up slamming on both of my front and rear brake, of course rear brake first, then front, and I ended up trying to counter steer and go to the right around him, and I ended up making it as far as, still going, I was probably going 45, and by the time I touched him, I was probably going 45 miles an hour. I went to the right. His bike has dual exhaust, so it has an exhaust on either side, and I ended up putting my front wheel of my bike in between his exhaust and his bike. So what happened was I bent his blinker in, and I bent his exhaust out. My front tire went in. His bike's like at least twice the weight of mine, so I came to a dead stop. What happens when you come to a dead stop on your bike? I went over my bars went flying. I ended up 20 feet down the road. I just barely looked back, slammed on the brakes. I couldn't get around him. I wasn't slow enough, and I ended up pinning my front tire in between his right side. He never fell over, just kept riding. He was still going like 25, 30 when I hit him. So he just kept riding forward. He pulled over, put his kickstand down. I got up, adrenaline rush, you know. I was completely fine. Went over, hit the kill switch on my bike, rolled it over the side of the road. And we were like, well, that sucked, but it happened. And the only damage that he got on his bike was his blinker got bent, his exhaust got bent out, and the muffler got squished a little bit. And when I went flying, my left shoulder ended up tagging his mirror. So I ended up shattering his mirror with my left shoulder. So I offered to bring both the bikes back to my house. We brought them both back here, and I ended up buying him a new muffler, a new mirror, and then I bent his bracket back and his blinker back. His bike was fine. My bike, I broke like 4 or 5 spokes in my front tire, and my rim got bent. My handlebars got bent, and both my grips on both sides were pretty messed up. So what I'm waiting on, why we haven't been doing the moto vlogs, after that long story there, is because he doesn't have a setup on his bike right now for the GoPro, and I do, but my rim, I'm waiting for a new rim. And then when I get the new rim, I gotta bring it down to the local shop, and I'm gonna have them put the spokes in and spoke it and true my rim for me. And then I'll throw it back on the bike, and we'll be a motovlogging channel. And that's hopefully where we're gonna go. That was the story there. But I wanted to tell you guys that so you guys knew why we haven't gotten a motovlogging video out. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna say 2.5 weeks is my estimated date for me being back on the bike, motovlogging with Hangman again. So we're hoping within the next 2.5 weeks to be back on the road and making motovlogs. Because a couple weeks before, we had like a 5-day vacation. We rode our bikes to like 3 or 4 different mountains and hiked them, and we had I wish I had the GoPro at that point. That I would have had some awesome footage. We had some great days, awesome footage. But anyway, we want to do some more of those and videotape it. So that's what we're working on. So hopefully 2.5 weeks. He's back on the road. I already got his bike back on the road. He's good. He's been riding around. He just doesn't have a motovlogging setup. But anyway, hopefully 2.5 weeks. So if you guys end up seeing us anywhere doing anything, you know, if you throw one of these cheer symbols up, you will probably receive one back, and we will know exactly who you are. And yes, we did steal that from Baker Exterior. We're not trying to steal stuff, but we liked it. If you want to ride with us, we're trying to expand our channel here. So if you want to ride with us, we got 2.5 weeks, and then we'll be back on the road. If you want to ride off-road, on-road, you want to play some video games with us, just email us at mainadventuresquad@gmail.com or leave it in the comments and we'll get back to you. We're trying to expand the squad, trying to make it bigger. There's only a couple of us in the squad right now, so we're trying to make this a bigger deal. We do have some products. They aren't necessarily out yet, but they're all based on the motovlogging section of our channel. And we have tees, sweatshirts, we have keychains, we have temporary tattoos, we have stickers, we have all sorts of stuff. We haven't put together the money to do a big bulk buy on all this stuff, but we're planning to, and we might post it in our bio on the YouTube channel to just let people go and buy their own stuff if you want to buy your own stuff. So that's basically what I want to get out there. That's what I wanted everybody to know. I want everybody to know that we are still going to be motovlogging.